All right, listen up, recruits. This is your captain's briefing on how to conquer these waters and become an absolute legend. So here's our treasure map for this little chat. We're going to cover why we're out here fighting for fame, who you'll be up against, how your turn actually works, the nitty-gritty of battles and loot, and finally, how you become a legend. Let's get to it. Okay, let's dive right in. First things first, what's all this fighting actually for? I mean, what's our glorious purpose out here on the high seas? That's exactly it. See, this isn't just about piling up a bunch of gold. It's about becoming a legend. Every single cannon you fire, every island you explore, it's all about making your name, or, your infamous name, the one they whisper about from shore to shore. And this is the magic number, 30. You gotta burn that into your brain. The very first captain to hit 30 fame, well, that's the signal that the end of the game is near. Now, it doesn't mean you automatically win, but trust me, it's the finish line everyone is racing for. Of course, you're not gonna be alone out there on the water. Far from it. So let's take a look at the other captains, all trying to grab control of these seas for themselves. Know your enemy, right? Okay, first up, you've got the Bluefin Squadron. These guys are basically the law of the sea, or at least they think they are. They get their fame by just having the most muscle in a region, building strongholds and setting up patrols. They're all about control. They're super strong for sure, but they're kind of slow and steady. It takes them time to build up all that power. And then, rising up from the deep, you've got the Mollusk Union. They're here to take back what they say is theirs. They're also fighting for area control, but they do it totally differently. Their game is all about numbers. They just swarm everything with their loyal comrades and their ships. They can spread across the map like wildfire, but, well, their individual guys are a bit more fragile. And then there are the smugglers. Oh man, these guys are playing a whole different game. While everyone else is duking it out over islands, the smugglers are just zipping around, delivering goods for a nice profit. They get famous by making their deliveries, not by ruling the waves. They're super fast, super sneaky, but they really, really don't want to get into a straight-up fight. So yeah, this pretty much sums it up, right? You've got two main ways to get famous out here. On one side, you've got pure area control, the bluefins and the mollusks just wrestling for dominance. And on the other, you've got the whole pick up and deliver thing, with the smugglers just trying to be clever and stay out of the way. Okay, so that's the who and the why. But how does it all actually work? Let's get down to the rhythm of the tide, so to speak, and break down what a turn looks like. And you know what? Each turn is actually pretty simple. It boils down to 3 steps. First, you roll your dice. Then, you place 2 of them. And finally, you take the actions. That's it. Roll, place, act. That's the core of the game. Now here's the really cool part. What you roll on those dice directly becomes your options for the turn. See, your player board has all these slots for actions, and they've got numbers on them. So if you roll a low number, maybe you can only do a simple repair. But if you roll high, bam! Maybe you can load all your cannons at once. Every single roll makes you think and adapt your plan on the fly. So everybody can do the basic stuff, right? Sail your ship, load your cannons, that kind of thing. But what's really important are the unique tricks each faction has up their sleeve. Like, check out the smuggler's full sail action. They can move a number of spaces equal to the die they use. That's how they get that insane speed to outrun everyone. All right, so you're sailing around, minding your own business. Or maybe not. Sooner or later, you're going to cross paths with another ship. And if your cannons are loaded, well, that means one thing. It's time for a battle. Okay, but listen, this is super important. You can't just fight whenever you want. A battle only happens when you move into a space with an enemy ship and at least one of you has loaded cannons. So you can't fight if your cannons aren't ready. You gotta plan your attacks, get those cannons loaded first. Now, for you area control folks, I'm looking at you bluefin and mollusk players. This chart right here is your Bible. This is exactly how you figure out who rules a region at the end of the round to score that precious fame. It's all about who has the most points of presence. And hey, winning a fight isn't just for glory, right? It comes with some sweet rewards. After you win, you get to make a choice. You can deal a point of damage and either move your ship or gain some comrades. Or you can deal that damage and just straight up steal their gold. So what's it going to be? Strategy or coin? So you've been battling it out, smuggling your goods, controlling the seas. You've done the whole shebang. But how does it all end? When does the final story get written? And remember what I said about that magic number 30? So once someone hits 30 fame, the game doesn't just stop. Nope, it triggers the final round. Everybody else gets one last chance to do their thing, score some more fame, and maybe even steal the win right out from under you. The game's not over till it's over, and only then do we see who the true legend of the sea really is. So there you have it. You've got the rules in your logbook now. The only question left is, which faction are you going to lead to glory? Are you going to be the Bluefin Squadron ruling with an iron fist? Or maybe the Mollusk Union, swarming the seas with your allies? Or are you going to be a clever smuggler, outsmarting everyone? The choice is yours. Time to pick your flag and get out there.